Then you will be handed over to be persecuted and put to death, and you will be hated by all nations because of me. Matthew 24:9. What was Matthew referring to? Well, he was referring to this day and age. And it is past time that this channel gets off the ground. I have had plenty of other channels, some successful, the last few not, with the censorship and shadow banning and everything that entails. So it's time to broaden my horizons a little bit, hence back to square one with the videos. I want to talk about this because, well, this is a trajectory that I've been following closely on YouTube, making videos, following this, speaking on this matter for 15 years. Former terrorism official exposes threat of Christian extremism. There's always all of these threats, but I have noticed this ever increasing attention that is being placed on Christianity. Now they call it Christian extremism. They call it Christian nationalism. They will call it whatever they need to call it in order to get the masses, the people that don't think for themselves, that just do what they're told, even if they think they're thinking outside of the box and they found some alternative media that is telling them the real truth. Don't trust me. Question everything I say. Look into it. Assume that I'm lying the entire time. And that's what you should do with everybody. Take your time and analyze what's being fed to you. Because there has never been a more treacherous moment than now. And when they're coming after your speech, with the technology that we have today that has never existed before, and the atrocities are off the charts, the genocides, the numbers we can't even fathom. And they didn't have nearly the tools that we have today. So when they start talking about the threat of Christian extremism and Christian nationalism, it's because evil is running amok, and it's all around us all the time. And it's ever more pervasive. How can we not see it at this point? It's easy to turn a blind eye. Oh, well, that's just the times, right? That's just the fad. Is it? Is giving Satan a lap dance? Going down a stripper pole literally to hell? Selling shoes with this artist's blood in it? This is just the times we're... Yes, it is the times we're in. The end times. If you think I'm being hyperbolic, I guess time will tell. But I wanna jump over to this story because, well, this is where it all begins. And as I mentioned, I've been covering this a long time, and I have been waiting for this moment, for this day. The government is drafting anti-hate speech laws. Here are 4 things they should include. Well, first, can you define hate speech? Because let's not add anything to something that doesn't have a conclusive definition. That is an extremely broad term that anybody in any position of power can say, oh, well, yeah, that's hate speech. Being critical of something that a powerful person, entity, institution, or government body will be deemed hate speech. Judging by the trajectory and the way things have been going, there's a damn good chance that this will pass. Because I have tried, and others have tried, screaming from the rooftops, I don't know. I don't know what more could be done. Just trying to get that one extra person. Maybe that one person can reach 3 other people. And maybe that one of those 3 other people have a huge audience. And then they can try to wake people up before it's too late. We often ask ourselves, well, how did all those things happen? Those people must have been stupid to allow millions of people, their brethren, to die, to be genocidally executed with gas, with rope, with you name it. How did it happen? Oh, well, it was a different time. People just, no, they were just as, if not more, intelligent than you. Because they weren't being bombarded with bullshit propaganda day in and day out, 24/7. Life was life, and you better be somewhat good at it if you wanted to survive and take care of your family. It was kind of simple, but simple doesn't equate to intelligence in any matter. You want to know more evidence to support that claim? Stick with me till the end of this video. The government is drafting anti-hate speech laws. Here are 4 things that they should include. In May, the federal government confirmed it's working on new laws to prohibit hate speech, sometimes called vilification, based on sex, gender, sexuality, race, or religion. What else is there? Now, I agree, it's not appropriate to be a dumbass racist and say things that are impolite. But the public has already shown that those people are vilified on their own. Look around. If you see somebody that's literally being a bigot or a racist or anything like that, then let the public speak. If you allow the government to intercede and start demanding that you say or don't say certain things, that definition of what it is that you can or can't say is ever evolving and changing, and you will never be able to keep up with it, ever. Because it will apply on a case-by-case basis, and if you happen to have a voice, if you are reaching people, well, let's just take what's already happening and expand that out a little bit. I will take myself, because I can speak from my own personal experience. I've started trying to wake people up. And that may sound somewhat condescending or what, oh, you think you know. No, I just happened to see a little bit more. There's a story behind that. When I was really little, it's whatever. But I was able at a young age to watch the news and only see propaganda. Only see what it was that they were really selling. And that kind of sets you apart from a lot of people, because, especially at a young age, most people they don't understand that. So I started, as I got older, trying to find ways where I could show people that what they're being told and what is really happening may not be the same thing. And I'm not the one that's going to sit there and tell them, hey, this is this and that's that. Do it yourself. Just know that the people that you are putting your trust in are lying to you. And you can prove that. I don't have to, but I will, and I enjoy doing it. But you can also take the time. That's what we really, really should be doing anyway. We should have stopped trusting the people that have been lying to us. Like, there's jokes about politicians, and it's analogous to deceit, to lies. But yet we still go and elect these politicians thinking that, oh, well, this one says, this one, he's the guy. He's going to change. It's not up to them. They are never going to change the path that they have been on because you put them in the position that they were trying to get in. The only thing that's going to change it is your view, your way of looking at all of it, your perception of the whole entire thing. And it's going to take your realization that all of these things that are happening incrementally, very slowly, are leading up to a conclusion that I think, well, I know none of us want. And this is the first part of it. And hopefully something can be done. Hopefully this doesn't get passed. Many have welcomed the plan to introduce stronger laws as needed to tackle hate speech against Jewish, Palestinian, and Muslim communities. Well, then we already seen what happened. We've seen it fly through Congress. Nobody wants to be the ones that are saying, no, don't say that about the Jews. Oh, they killed Jesus. No, that's hate speech. That's literally now, if all of what is playing out, and that bill's bad, if everything that's playing out continues to play out, your religion will be hate speech, will be domestic terrorism. Because let's take it back to the beginning, when we seen that a domestic terrorism professional was telling you about how Christianity, and that's not even the same reason. They got their own reasons. Why is it that they're coming after some group of people that really just want what is best for people? And that unselfishly, like at least the true ones, unselfishly, I can't say that word, unselfishly, I don't even know if that's right, unselfishly will do whatever it takes to help another out at cost of themselves. And, well, a person like that, that's not in it for themselves, that is in it to help, is already a problem. When you're trying to destroy and crumble and make as most chaotic as possible everything that you can. But what is more is Jesus Christ. That is what they truly fear, and that is what they are trying to steer you away from. Now, I'm not a religious person, and I make mistakes, and I try to be the best person I can be, like many of you. But I do see the writing on the wall. And I can't say a few years ago I could see myself sitting here saying the things that I am. But they absolutely must be said. And I didn't know that that was what needed to be said at the time. But looking around and seeing the evil, literal evil, masquerading as righteousness, and seeing over and over and over again verses that speak of this exact time go unnoticed. Before I go, I really do want to talk about what is happening with this and our First Amendment. I'm going to make other videos, of course. But being that this is my first video on this channel, I think it's appropriate already to set the tone that First Amendment rights, freedoms, for all your amendments and your rights and your liberties, freedoms, they're not yours because a group of people in a building somewhere are continually deciding to let you have them. They're not yours because years ago we agreed that some people agreed that, yeah, we'll give them these ones. Human beings, the same as you and I, do not have more right to live a freer life than you do. A position in government, a status of wealth, does not give another human being greater freedom than you. And it never will. So when you see them attacking, and they are attacking your First Amendment right, know what follows, because if they go after your speech, there's nothing else, right? We communicate with our speech. If you drive a wedge in the communication, you cover it up, you sever it completely. And that is why it's so important for them to stop the messaging, to stop communicating, to stop the sharing of information, to stop the gospel. I got to admit, I didn't see that one coming. But that seems to be the first one they're going after. I wonder why. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for checking out this channel. A little rusty, but information's important. I'm going to keep doing me. Do you. Much love. Peace. I'm out.